Welcome back to Satya's Neural Lab. Throughout history, those who could speak the language of power held the power. In the ancient world, it was the Latin. In the industrial age, it was mechanics. In our age, the language of power is code. Today, we open the book on Python 101. You're here because you've realized that the world is changing, or the world's already changed. You don't just want to watch the future happen, you want to write it. I am Satya, and I will be your guide. Python change negotiation. It's what we call a high-level language. Think of Python as a master diplomat. It stands between you and the machine. It takes your high-level human ideas and translates them into complex instructions that computers understand. It handles the heavy lifting, so you can focus on the art. And the beauty of this diplomat is it speaks English. Python was designed for humans, not robots. It doesn't use cryptic symbols or hieroglyphics. If you can read a sentence, you're already halfway through writing Python code. It is the bridge between human thought and digital reality. Because it's so simple, it has become the master of all trades: web development, data science, AI. Python is the skeleton key. And on this journey, you'll never walk alone. The Python community is vast. If you face a dragon, bug, error, or crash, millions of other wizards have stood where you stood. The answer is always just one search away. Now, why does this matter to your livelihood? Because the modern workspace is full of chaos, repetitive tasks, messy data, guesswork. Python brings order to the chaos. It automates the boring grind. It analyzes the unknown to find truth. It builds predictive models to see the future. This isn't just a skill, it's a superpower. And now it's time to wield it. This isn't just theory. This is about your daily survival. In finance, it automates those reports that keep you late at the office. In marketing, it scrapes competitive data while you sleep. In data, it cleans messy data sets in seconds that would take humans hours. Whether you are building dashboards or predicting sales, this is how you turn data into a weapon. Every craftsman needs a workshop. Today, our engine is Python. I would suggest getting in Python anywhere above 3.0, but our canvas is Jupyter Notebook. Unlike other tools you'll use later on, where you write a whole novel before testing it, Jupyter Notebook allows us to write in cells, paragraphs. We write a thought, we run it, and we see the results. We will also peek at libraries like pandas and matplotlib, the heavy artillery we will use in future videos. Before we code though, you need to get the tools. First, go to python.org and download the latest version of that. Make sure to check the box that says add Python to path. This is super important. Second, we need a place for you to write the code. So go to Jupyter Notebook, download that. And thirdly, for future videos, go to code.visual studio and download that. That's an IDE. So before we get started, hopefully you came back. Before we get started, here is the map. We're going to be talking about variables, data types, lists and dictionaries, logic, loops, and functions. Then we'll combine all of it into a mini project. So let's get started. So in Jupyter Notebook, you'll see this. So first thing we want to do is create a new notebook. So let's begin our story. Every story needs a hero. In Python, we bring things into existence by naming them. We call these variables. Let's breathe life into our character. So first, we'll type this. Hero name equals your name. Or anyone you want to use. Zelda, Mario, I don't know. And just to make sure it's stored, we'll statement here. Well, okay. And then if you're on math, you'll push shift enter. The computer has now memorized this name exists. So let's move on. But a name is just a label. We need a substance. Let's give our hero a rank. So level equals 1. This is a whole number because we put 1, which is also called an integer in Python. So you don't need to write the integer part out, but that hashtag will show that it's a comment in Python. So next, we want to give our person, our hero, some powers. So mana equals 50.5. This is a decimal. So in that case, in Python, it's called a float. Next, we want to know, is our hero alive? So we'll create another variable thing is alive equals true. So what we created was a boolean. Python sees this world in these categories. So a boolean is either true or false. And just make note of that. Python sees these categories as text, numbers, and truths. Lastly, we'll just double check to make sure it's all stored by typing the print functions. So print level. And this is the way you would make anything you want before. And we want a space. So you have to indicate the space here, comma, level. So it'll take that level, and after the level semicolon, it'll show you the line. And print on on row. Oh, and remember, don't put a space in. Oh, so there we have it. A hero cannot adventure empty-handed. So we probably need a bag to hold our tools. In Python, we would call this a list. So let's pack our bag. So we'll call this list an inventory. Inventory equals the way you create this list is like this. And let's say first thing we want is a sword. Second thing we want is maybe some food. Uh, food wouldn't be the correct. It would be bread, right? Then maybe a shield, and then a potion. Anything else you can think of? Write it down. So let's just make sure we have everything by using the print statement again. Inventory. Now, if we face danger, we want to make sure we can just reach into our bag and it doesn't pull out everything. So to get this, let's say we need to grab a sword. The sword is our first object, but Python counts from zero. So the sword would be zero. So in this case, we would have to say inventory zero. So now that we have everything, we'll just run it. We have all our items, inventory, and then it pulls out only the sword. We can change this. Let's say we're hungry, we want bread, we want one. I'll run this again. You get your bread. So lists are for holding item, but describe who our character is. We're gonna need a dictionary, keys, and values. So let's write our character sheet, our stats. So the stats equals, let's give our attack. Hmm. Our attack would be, let's give it a 15. Um, and then our defense, let's give it 10. Now, I don't need to guess where my health is. We can just use the print statement for that. So we'll just do print stats. Oh, you see that? See that? Right there. That's what we call error. Now, what was, and I spelled health wrong up here. So now it'll But yes, minor details like that is what used to take coders so long. Now we have AI, we have tools like CodeRabbit, tools like Cursor, tools like anti-gravity that can pretty much you upload your stuff in. It'll give you a reasonable adjustment. However, usually sometimes when this happens, it'll mangle and jangle everything up. So now we'll start with the conflict. Let's say a monster appears. We stand at a crossroad. We want to know, does our hero fight or does he run? And that's pretty much called logic, the if statement. Let's compare our attack to the monsters. So we'll say monsters defense equals 10. Yeah. Yes. Attack. So this is taken from our attack. So we have 15 in our attack. So if it's greater, so so that's a if we have better stats than the monster, we struck the beast. If we don't, we don't outlaw. Now, let's see if I didn't make any sense. What did I do? Defense. There we go. We just didn't add the semicolons. And for the prints and the if statements, you have to indent them. But usually the error can tell you what you did wrong as long as you're able to read it. So the outcome of the story changes based on the numbers. So let's say we make this 7 and we run this again. Now we'll rerun this. Your attack got blocked. Boom. So let's change this back to 15. Run it again. Run this again. You struck the beast. Okay. So let's say the beast is very tough. It's not a normal beast. One strike isn't enough, so we need to keep swinging. We don't just write 10 lines of code for that, 10 lines of the same code for that. We use a loop for swinging in range 1 through 6. For swinging, for swing in range through 6. So, sorry guys, I'm a pretty slow typer. No. Yep. 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 There we go. Yeah. That. There we go. We have five strike numbers. So one is where it starts from. One is not where it starts from. One is the interval. So it's saying intervals of one. So just to make sure, let's see. I'll do that. Oh, I guess one is where it starts from. Learn something new every day. Or relearn something new every day. So Python takes on the burden of repetition. The way if you do it like this. Finally, let's do the ultimate magic, the function. A function is a spell you write once so you can cast it whenever you need it, like a healing spell. So let's define a healing spell. So we're gonna call this heal player. Very easy, very simple. And print you you drink a potion of peace. Here. Now, whenever you're hurt, you'll just use heal player. So I say, right, heal. So now I just say run, heal. But yeah, anyways, whenever we're hurt, we just whisper the word heal player and it should work. Let's try it. Oh, you don't use one for this. This isn't a full file. My fault. There's a bit of a difference between Python files, Python projects, so just learn the different ones. I'm like, okay, now let's start on our main topic. So now we make a new Python document. So let's combine them to build our world. For our mini project, we're gonna build a battle simulator. We'll ask players for their names, generate a random mass monster, and fight it using logic and loops. So let's write the code. So firstly, we need to do is input random. So random is a library. It has a bunch of spells written by someone. It's to help us with random number generation. So we'll run that first off. Okay. Now let's define the battle function. This is the heart of our game. So we'll do it there. Battle. And I'm just writing this top part, but Then I will copy and paste what I have already put in and give you guys some time to copy it down. So we say, welcome to the arena. We ask it what our hero name is. And hero HP always starts out as 100, same as monster HP. And then we say, hero enters the arena with this much HP. A wild troll appears with that much HP. And then we loop it. And while this is going on, so as long as hero HP is over zero and monster HP is over zero, we can input an action. Do we want to attack? Do we want to heal? If it is one, that's the attack logic. If it's two, that's the heal logic. Else, so pretty much the else statement is if we put a three, four, five, whatsoever, turn is lost. And then it'll automatically run through the monster's turn. It'll give us damage between 5 and 20. And pretty much from there, we have monster damage, hero. It'll take off some. The troll hits you for some amount of damage. Then, if the monster has under zero, we've defeated it. If not, and we have under zero, we've gotten defeated. So, lastly, to run this, we'll say start battle. So let me just run all these again. This is the problem with plot. We're just gonna hope this works. Okay, in 1 minute, 19, 5. Action reading. We'll just try it using this. Go. What is your hero's name? Zed. Zed enters with 100. Do I want to attack? Yes, I want to attack. We'll attack again. Okay. You still have a reasonable amount, so we'll attack again. Do I want to attack again? For sure. Keep going. Why not? Zed has defeated the troll. So We literally just built that. In less than 30 lines of code, we created a loop, user interaction, random chance, and a game logic. Pretty much the power of Python. Starts with a line of text and pretty much ends with your own creation. Pretty much, even if you were to use AI, it can do it like that. Yes, you might not understand most of it, but it's a good tool. I won't stop anyone. I can't stop anyone. But yeah, for the next videos, um, it'll include business analytics using Python, any web apps, Python for AI, web scraping, automation, API integration, and much more. And I'm Satya, and this is Satya's Neural Lab. So go build something amazing with what you've learned today. Thank you.